What's going on, you guys? Theo here with the big review, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. I told you guys earlier on this week, with all of the craziness going on with the collaboration info, I wasn't able to necessarily sit down and do a proper celebration for the 1,000 subscriber mark, and today I wanted to take that opportunity, considering that I take most Sundays off. For the most part, I will sprinkle in a video on a Sunday here or there if there is news that's important enough, but this week I figured I would do this because I felt that this was important enough to take the day to make this video and talk to you guys about some things that we have coming up in the month of April, but also just to kind of talk to you guys in general because it's been a little while since I've been able to kind of sit down and do that. I'm not going to be posting this on the forums or on Reddit or anything like that, so this video will purely just be here on the channel. That way, if you're a subscriber, then you'll be the ones to see it, being that it is more for the subscribers than anything. If you are not subscribed though, hey, you can always join in. But this video, I want to talk about a few things. I have been telling you guys for a while that there are a lot of changes coming, and I've been kind of mum on all the details on that, but that was because I was waiting for around the 1,000 subscriber mark to do some of this stuff. So in the month of April, we will be doing a name change on the channel, as well as kind of a rebrand for the channel. The reason for this, and there's quite a few, the main reason for this, however, is really just going to boil down to the fact that, admittedly, when I started this channel, I really didn't necessarily think that it was going to go anywhere, and this account in general was kind of a burner account that I had had laying around for a while, and I really didn't expect where we're at now. I'm forever grateful that we are, and you guys, I've talked to you plenty of times in the past about it, but it bears repeating. You know, I treat this as a community. You'll tell from just looking at my video list the amount of comments in the comment sections and the amount of engagement that I have on this channel. And the reason for that is because I really do try to promote communication and discussion, not just between myself and my subscribers, but also between my subscribers. And it really is awesome to see that, you know, the same familiar faces every day on videos talking about different topics and discussing them amongst themselves or with myself or whatever the case may be. And that's kind of what I had envisioned for this channel to be if I could get it to that point. And here we are, and it's started to happen, and in a big way. And that's because of you guys. I'm just the talking head. I'm just the guy on the other side of the microphone. I don't try to take any credit for the fact that we have hit this mark as quickly as we have. It's just one of those things where I really never thought about it, and so when we got here, I really didn't know what I was going to do. But there will be a giveaway for this. It's going to be something that I'll probably do next week at some point. I'm trying to plan it around a couple of things, which will be other topics we're going to talk about here. I'm trying to plan it around a few things, but the giveaway that we currently had going up until yesterday, I am going to be doing the announcement for that winner on Tuesday to try and coincide with the 7 Deadly Sins release. So that'll be something that I will be doing on Tuesday in that video. So for those of you who entered in for that giveaway, you will find who will be the winner in that video. But beyond that, there will be another giveaway that I will be planning around another event, because there are collaboration videos that I'm working on with some of my friends here in YouTube. So it'll be something that will probably happen next weekend, I'm assuming. That's tentatively the plans, but stay tuned. We're all kind of working on the details on that and at least trying to figure out the logistics of all of that. But that will be something you'll get an announcement on later on this week. Now, for the month of April, as I talked about, we are going to be doing the name change. That won't be anything that'll be too dramatic. I'll just make sure to go in and update everything, and you guys will obviously see it reflected on your end when it happens, but I don't want it to be something that I don't warn you guys of. As far as what the name change will be, I am still back and forth between two names, so I figure what I might do, once you hit 1,000 subscribers, a lot of people don't realize this, you get to use the community tab on YouTube. And that is something that will be opened up typically within a week of you hitting 1,000 subscribers, which I hit, I think, on Tuesday of this week or Wednesday, somewhere in there. So I will be going in and doing a poll probably to kind of get an idea from you guys on what names you prefer or what name you like, and I'll take that into account as well. there are a couple that I'm working on and have been kicking around for a while. And the reason I am doing that, by the way, is I need to choose a channel URL, and I know this is, that's why this is a subscriber video and I'm not posting it anywhere, because this is just your annoying behind the scenes stuff. But I have to choose my URL basically for YouTube at this point, so I need to figure out kind of what I'm doing longevity wise, long term. And speaking of, long term, there are things that I am planning for later on this year, and being that we'll have the community tab, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for me to do a lot of things with that, not just memeing, which if you guys enjoy me memeing, you're going to get probably a decent amount of those. But when it comes to other things I'm considering a lot of different games for the channel. Now, I play a lot of mobile games, and I am getting my new phone in this week. Actually, there is an update on that, by the way, too, but I'll get to that. So I will be getting my new phone in this week, and there are games that were coming out this year that I am planning on potentially kind of doing on the channel on a regular basis, just to kind of sprinkle in new content and maybe expose you guys to some other stuff that you may not have otherwise looked into or played. Like, for instance, the Devil May Cry mobile game, when it comes out, I am very excited for. If you guys haven't checked that out and you like Devil May Cry at all, it looks really cool. So that's one that I'm really looking forward to. I'm still looking forward to Seven Nights 2. That's another one that I am considering putting here on the channel whenever it drops. I feel like that game would be a lot of fun, so that's one I'm definitely looking forward to as well. And then another one is actually Street Fighter Duel. If that ever makes it over here globally, I haven't heard anything as far as a release date on that one. It's kind of a gacha style game, almost like the game you're seeing me playing here in the video, which is KOF 2002 UMOL, which I know is kind of a funny long name, but if you just type in King of Fighters on the Google Play Store, you can find it. It's a fun game. But when it comes to things down the road like that, there are going to be other things that I'm going to be adding in content-wise. Content structure-wise going into April, though, kind of in the near future here, and what we're looking at kind of in the immediate future is, like I've mentioned in the past, I am planning on doing live streaming at some point here soon. That is something that I'm planning on doing in April. I haven't figured out necessarily a schedule for that yet, or how I am going to be doing that. I am also going to be continuing the series with Saint, doing our podcast for the power rankings each month. That'll be something that you guys can look forward to monthly. So for instance, this coming month, the updated power rankings should reflect the 7 Deadly Sins characters and so on and so forth. So that'll be very interesting to see kind of how they shake things up. There's other updates in regards to kind of that situation as well, which I will let you guys know about here in the very near future, because that is going to be something that'll be its own separate announcement. But there's a lot going on here for April. But with the live streams, I wasn't able to really do mobile live streaming until we hit 1,000 subscribers, so it really wasn't an option for me up until recently. So being that we just hit that mark, we are going to be starting that up whenever I am able to, and we have the ability to fit it into the old schedule. But as far as scheduled videos go, though, I am planning kind of monthly event videos, kind of like the Saint podcast that we do for the power rankings and things of that nature. So those things are going to be kind of intermittently sprinkled in each month, but for the most part we're going to keep the same structure as far as doing daily uploads outside of sometimes taking Sundays off, and going forward that will be what we're doing as far as that goes. But there are other things that we are currently working on in the background too that are a little bit further out, but with the month of April we should at least be starting up on doing some live streaming, getting the rebrand off the ground and getting all of that taken care of. And I might even sprinkle in some other content for you guys. If there's certain things that you might be interested in seeing, you can always make requests in the community tab now that I'll have that as an option, so that way I can go ahead and get your guys' input as well on what you would like to see as far as daily King of Fighters All-Star uploads. You know, the topics of videos can sometimes get a little bit tough to figure out. Admittedly, sometimes you don't come up with a topic until literally an hour before you planned on making the video. And it can sometimes be a little bit hectic and stressful to come up with a daily idea for a video for King of Fighters All-Star when there's kind of downtime. Now, the next few weeks, I'm not going to have any downtime, I get the feeling, considering that we're getting the collaboration, and that's going to pretty much eat up all of my time. So I don't foresee myself having the freedom to kind of branch out in the next month. But down the road, whenever we get to kind of that slow season between collabs and big events, I will probably start doing that more often. Like, there's plenty of games out there that I could easily sprinkle in and do on the channel, but I always kind of want to gauge input on that before I make any decisions in that regard. Because if I do that and it's something that nobody here cares about, well, then it's a waste of time. And I want to make sure that if I am doing something, that it's at least something that people are interested in. So that'd be something that we'll kind of talk about later on in the community tab, like I said, because right now I don't even have the ability to use it yet. And also, we are a little bit further out considering we have collaboration stuff going on. But I will be summoning on the 7 Deadly Sins banner. Now, we're probably going to be doing another streamer duel. I'm not sure of all the details on when we're going to be doing that quite yet. We've been throwing around grumblings of doing it. So we're trying to, I think at this point, it's more so going to be about getting schedules together and making them sync up more than anything. So I'm sure that will be something that I will be doing and partaking in here in the very near future, but that's stuff that is in the works still. Now, as far as anything else on this side, there isn't really a whole lot of other major updates that I'm planning in April. A lot of the stuff that I'm planning on doing is going to be further out, like I've mentioned. So really that is what you can look forward to in the month of April. Besides that, you're still going to be getting the same content that you always get, although I might be doing a little bit of polishing up. Now, to kind of segue into that, we have talked about the fact that I had ordered my ROG Phone 5, and I got the phone, and the phone was no good. The phone, basically, when I got it, unfortunately, was obviously some sort of display model because it had been opened, it had been tampered with, and so I just sent it back. And in kind of searching for these, I found that being that it is so new and it is something that isn't necessarily released here in the United States yet, which I had already known all of this, but you would be surprised how hard it is to find a sealed and brand new version of that phone right now, period. So what I ended up doing actually, and this was on the recommendation of a friend of mine who is very big into kind of the cellular device world, the mobile world when it comes to hardware, he had told me to stay away from the ROG 5 and go with the 3, and his reasoning was that spec-wise it was almost identical, and the big thing that he stressed consistently was the fact that there had been, after the release now for the past few weeks, a lot of complaints about breaks in the screen because of it having kind of a fault in the kind of build of the phone. I guess when they were trying to fit in the split battery, that they left kind of a gap where a weak spot was, and apparently it's no bueno. So he recommended that I just kind of go with the 3 because he said that that would give me pretty much everything I was looking for and then some, which is something I had been looking at in general as a fallback. So I ended up finding a brand new sealed one for that, and that was a lot easier and a lot less of a headache, so I went that direction. If you guys want to see that as an unbox, we can do that. Otherwise, I should have it this week, and I should have it all set up. Hopefully it won't be anything that is too crazy for me to get set up and get figured out as far as some of these software settings and things like that that phone rather provides. So yeah, a lot of things coming in that regard, and then of course we got a new microphone and things like that we just got, so there'll be some definite upgrades in the background, and I'm sure you guys will be able to see some of that. But that's going to be the video though, guys. I just want to give you some just general channel updates. Like I said, this is nothing that is going to be, you know, anything outside of subscriber talk and things for you guys. But to summarize everything though, I just want to thank all of you guys again for everything that you've done for the channel, for liking, for sharing, subscribing. Thank you for getting us to this point, and here's to the next 1,000. You guys are awesome, Enjoy your weekend. I appreciate all of you. Peace.
Continue. Game over.